Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Kirsten here, and you are watching or listening to A Better Way with Kirsten Kimura podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Before we start today, I want to let you know that I created a new guide, and this is called the Fat Loss Cycles Guide. In this guide, I'm teaching you the importance of diet breaks, how long your deficit should be, why you need diet breaks, how long should your diet breaks be, and so on. So the reason why I created this guide is that I see a couple of really big mistakes that people are making when they have a fat loss goal. The first one is, of course, that they cut their calories down super low, extremely low, like 1,200, 1,300, or they eliminate whole food groups, which is completely unnecessary. And the second thing that I see is that people stay in a calorie deficit for very, very long, way too long. And this is when they hit a plateau. They never take breaks. And this is a big thing. I want you to understand how important it is to take breaks and to organize your fat loss into cycles. So you're not in an ongoing deficit 2 years straight. So this is why I created this guide. You can find this when you click the link in this video description if you're watching on YouTube, or go to show notes to get that guide if you are listening to it through a podcast app. Get that guide. It's very valuable, and it has a lot of information in it that will benefit you and help you make your fat loss healthier, and also so that you can keep getting results. Because these diet breaks really will help you to either get through a plateau faster or minimize those plateaus completely. So this is really, really valuable guide. Excuse me, and I hope that you really benefit from it. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is this. I got a request from one of my followers who asked me to talk about some very specific supplements and share my thoughts on them. What do I think? Are they useful? Are they helpful for gaining strength? Or are they just a bunch of garbage? So what do I think? And she asked about some very specific supplements, and I have listed them all that were in the question, and there were 7 that she was asking about. So what we're going to talk about today are protein powder, collagen, electrolytes, BCAAs, creatine, vitamins, and mineral drops. All right, so let's get started. So the first one she asked about was whey protein. Do I recommend it? Do I not? What do I think? And I'll say I think protein powder in general can be really helpful if you're struggling with your protein, if you can't get it in from whole real foods. Now, definitely don't want you to rely on protein powders and protein bars. This is not a good idea, because what we also want is to get the micronutrients. We're not only interested in the macronutrients such as protein, we also want to get the vitamins and minerals, and this is what we get from real whole foods. So these protein powders are a nice supplement. So let's say your goal is 160 grams of protein and you regularly get to 140, and it's just like, I can't eat more, I can't eat more protein. I'm kind of full. Well, then a shake might come maybe very, very handy to or maybe a bar. But what I will say is that treat them as supplements, right? So don't start your day necessarily with a bar. I don't think this is going to set you up for a good blood sugar balanced day. And then, just relying too much on that stuff means that you're also maybe compromising your digestion there a little bit. A lot of people, when they overconsume these processed protein supplements, they feel like they get more gassy and constipated. So you have to watch that as well. And always use these protein powders and bars as a supplement. I think they are a great way to boost your protein, but they are not absolutely necessary. They're like a tool that you take out if you need it, but you're not keeping it out like all the time. Okay, so this is my advice for when you're asking about protein powders specifically. Also, one thing, like I said, digestibility is a big deal. So you may find that some powders actually work a lot better with your gut, and some really irritate it. So don't take the ones that irritate your gut. If it doesn't sit well with your gut, then it's not good for you, because your digestion is a major major part of your health. And if this is not functioning properly, you're probably not absorbing everything that you're eating anyway. So what's the point of taking some kind of protein powder that makes you feel worse, that gives you constipation or gas? Don't take it just because everybody says you should be taking it. Take it if it actually helps you. And this is actual truth for everything that I'm going to talk about today. Take these things if they help you. Don't take them just because you think that maybe it is a good idea. I don't know. Everybody talks about I should. Take it if they help you. The next thing she asked about was collagen. Collagen, it can be a very good supplement. A lot of people say that it really helps to improve their hair health and skin health and nail health. And it is also a form of protein powder in a sense, but it is not complete, right? So it is missing one of the nine essential amino acids. So in that sense, yes, it's not complete, but I think it's still helpful. Now, you have to be the judge here. Do you notice that it helps you? Do you notice that your skin and hair and nails benefit from it? Do you feel better when you take it? Does it help you with satiety if you use it as a protein powder? Consider all these things because it may be that is very good for you and you enjoy it. Then you can absolutely use it. But I personally don't think that collagen is absolutely necessary, that everybody must take it or something will happen if you don't. And with all the things that I'm talking about here today, they're all supplements. They're all just a little bit of extra, but most of the work that you need to do in order to get a stronger body, build a stronger body, and have better fat loss and all that, most of the work is done at the gym and in the kitchen where you're making your food and then eating your food. This is all. So all these other things are just little things that you can sprinkle in here and there to help you, maybe. Okay. So collagen is one of these things that I'll say it's fine, it's good. I'm nothing against it. But again, here, your body, listen to your body. Does it help you? I've heard some people say that they get major stomach issues from it. Maybe it's a type of collagen that didn't work for them. Others say that it improves my digestion. Listen to your body, but I don't think that this is absolutely unnecessary. That's something you really, really must have. The next question was about electrolytes. And this is where I'm more like, yes, I highly recommend them. And I think that people who exercise regularly sweat a good amount, and especially if they live in a warmer climate too, electrolytes can be very, very helpful. So you lose a lot of them when you are sweating. That's why I want to replenish them. So the one that I like to use, I'm going to link to it in the show notes too, is Element. I've been using it for a long time, and I drink it. This is the only thing that I drink when I'm at the gym working out. When I occasionally when I've had just like water with me, and I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same as I do when I drink my electrolyte mix at the gym. It really gives me this extra energy, a little bit more stamina, a little bit more just like strength, I would say. And it's just I feel stronger in my workouts when I drink it. I've also used it very rarely. I don't get headaches often, thank God. But if I've ever had it, oftentimes electrolyte powder, the mix, the drink that I drink, it does help. And I remember last summer, some time ago, I was just starting my cycle and I had a little bit of headache, had some stomach pain, and we were outside. It was hot. I was like, what do I do? And I had some with me, and I made myself this really concentrated electrolyte drink, and it really helped me almost like immediately. So for me, this is a really important. I love using Element. I recommend it to a lot of my clients, and they like it too. So it is salty. Yes, there's sodium in it. Sodium is not bad for you. Sodium is definitely not bad for you. The people who tell you that sodium is bad assume that we're eating lots of junk food and getting our salt that way. But I think most people here listening are not doing that. So if you're cooking mostly at home, if you eat a pretty good whole food natural diet, you are not getting so much sodium that you should be worrying about it. So no, and you need sodium actually. You need real salt, good quality salt. The one that I like to use is Redmond Real Salt. I think that's what it's called. I think it's excellent. And also in these electrolyte little packets that I'm using, Elements, they have sodium, potassium, and magnesium in them. So I think it's a really nice mix. Potassium is also a very important mineral. A lot of people are deficient in it or are low in it. I can't say that this is everybody because I don't know, but I know a lot of people are because a lot of people are stressed and stress depletes our potassium too. So this is a good mix. I really like it. I highly recommend it. And I think it makes a workout feel different. The next thing she asked about is BCAAs, so branch chain amino acids, which have been a bit like a big talk. A lot of people are like, yes, this is the thing. We all have to take it if you want to get stronger, fitter, leaner, all that stuff. So they are just certain amino acids. There's leucine, isoleucine, and valine, I think. Yes, I know. And then these are the three amino acids that the BCAAs are made of, basically. And supposedly, when you consume them, they are helping you to repair muscle faster so that you can recover faster. And I think it can be fine, but I honestly don't think that this is something that we must have. I don't think so at all. I think it's maybe making a difference for people who are either very high level athletes, like bodybuilders, or maybe other high performance athletes, or if they don't eat meat. So, this is another thing. For these people, they may find some help from it. And that's cool. If that's you and you feel the difference, I don't think it's harmful, but I definitely don't think that we need to take BCAAs on a regular basis. If you're a regular person who eats meat and it gets good nutrition otherwise, I really don't think that you have to spend your money on BCAAs. The next question was about creatine. And creatine, I think, is it's probably the best supplement to add in if you want to focus on muscle building. So typically there's no flavor. It's a powder that you can mix with your water, whatever you're drinking. You don't taste it. And yeah, it can help with muscle building. And also recently, there's been more evidence coming out that it actually can help to boost cognitive health as well. So memory, clever thinking, things like that. It can help with that too. It's a safe supplement and it's very cheap actually. Um, so this is something to look out for. Don't look for like some kind of fancy special creatines, like creatine for women only with like a pink little labels on it. Doesn't matter. And you don't have to buy like women's creatine, which is like double the price maybe because they want to market it this way, sell it this way. No, just buy creatine monohydrate and that will get the job done. Now, one thing that you should know about creatine, especially if you're very worried about the scale, is that when you start taking it, then in the first, let's say, 10 days or so, maybe 2 weeks, your weight may go up a little bit. This is because extra water is pulled into your body when you consume creatine, but it does not mean that this is fat gain and usually goes back down. So this is just something to understand and not freak out about if it does happen. But even with creatine, as safe as effective as it is, I think people who are consuming good amount of animal proteins, animal fats, animal protein, they don't necessarily need to supplement with creatine. I have done this in the past. I used to, it was fine. And I don't currently, I don't use creatine and I'm also fine. So maybe I should, I don't know, but I haven't felt the need really. I treat supplements just like I mentioned before. They're just supplements that maybe make up like 1% of your success, maybe 0.5% of your success. That's it. So I think it's a safe supplement. It's a good idea, but it's not a must. Now, the next question was about vitamins. Okay, so this is a very broad thing, right? Vitamins, what kind of vitamins? And I think take vitamins if you know that you need them, but don't take them if you don't know that you need them. And what wouldn't do is to buy just some random things off of Amazon because Amazon said this is good stuff, or some other people say it's good stuff, or some health experts said every woman needs this vitamin. And I'm like, do you really? How do you know that you need this vitamin? Of course, there's some general recommendations like if you live somewhere where there's hardly any sun, take vitamin D or things like that. But just to say like let's say that I think I should strengthen my bones, let's take more calcium. This is what I don't really want you to do because if you don't know that you actually need it, then you may be just spending your money on stuff that you don't need. Maybe there's even excess in your body, or you're taking more, or if it's not as anything bad, it will definitely necessarily be harmful for health, but you may just have expensive pee because you just spent all this money and you didn't benefit if you didn't need this thing. So I don't know, with supplements, I think I was like that a little bit myself too. Let's say like 3+ years ago, when I was just, there's this adrenal thing and I feel kind of tired, so let me grab this adrenal supplement of Amazon. It's a good brand. And I used to do it, and I don't know if they helped me, but I don't know. I just spent a bunch of money. But now when I take supplements, I take something that I know that I need based on my work with my practitioner. She helps me figure that out based on some tests, and this is what I'm taking, and that's all. Now, the last thing that I was asked about is the mineral drops, and I think she's asking about the trace mineral drops that I've talked about a lot, including on this podcast. And this is okay. Now it may kind of sound like I'm going against what I just said before. Take it if you need it, you know that you need it. But I think the mineral drops are truly probably something that most people do need because when I think about it, our soils are really depleted. It's not the same that it was 50 years ago. And when we think we get our minerals, a lot of them from vegetables, and what that used to grow in the really rich soil, and it is not the case anymore. And the vegetable consumption is also what it is, right? Then a lot of people don't actually get the minerals they need. And minerals really are so important for our healthy functioning, right? For our recovery, for muscle health, for sleep, for energy. I noticed that when I started using mineral drops regularly, I noticed like better hydration, like my mouth wasn't dry. I didn't need to drink water all the time anymore. Um, Definitely, I don't know if it was that or if it was a combination, a couple things. But I think it was a combination, a couple things. Was that my period health got a lot better. I have a lot more regular. Yes, I did have a lot of irregularities, and now it's regular because I'm using mineral drops and castor oil regularly. Um, and that the hydration and the skin health, this is something that I definitely feel. So last summer when I was traveling, I did have the mineral drops with me, but then I ran out at one point and I tried to find something similar. I couldn't find the exact same thing. And I noticed that it wasn't the same. So after a little while, I started noticing my skin was getting drier. I was getting a little more constipated. So this is one thing that the mineral drops definitely have helped me with to keep my digestion a little bit better. And one really crazy thing that started happening, and I didn't kind of put it together at first myself, but I realized it later, was that my contact lenses would get stuck in my eyes. And at first I thought, and I still think that partly could have been that I had gotten new contact lenses that were thinner than the previous ones, and they just were harder to remove. But when it started happening, like it happened several times that they got like so stuck, and not to gross anybody else out here, but it's just a really annoying feeling when your contact lens is stuck in your eye. You feel it like in the back side of your eyeball. It just feels really weird. It's like, is it ever gonna come out? Because it's just so scary and weird. But then my practitioner was like, maybe you're being dehydrated. And I was like, oh, no, I don't think so. I think it was the contacts. But now, then later, when I got my original mineral drops that I really like, the trace minerals, and I started taking them again, I didn't get that problem anymore. So I think these mineral drops are really, really fantastic, have worked really well for me. And for a lot of my clients too, they say that they do notice difference with that. So for me, the skin health, the dryness is a lot less. The overall hydration is better, and digestion is a lot better too. These are the benefits that I have noticed. So to sum up here, what would I say are the best supplements out of the ones that she asked? So I would definitely put the electrolytes on top of that list together with mineral drops and protein powder. So I think these three are important and very helpful. Now, the next ones like collagen and creatine, I would say, yeah, I think they're totally fine. You can absolutely use them if they help you. And vitamins, I would say if you need them, take them. But what I would say you do not need is BCAAs. I really just don't think you need them. Now, she didn't ask anything about pre-workouts, but I think this is also unnecessary for a lot of people. I think if somebody relies on pre-workout because it hypes them up and it's like they get this like super caffeinated, buzzy feeling, and that's what they need before the workout, I think there's a problem here. Why do we need to get so hyped up? Why can't we generate this energy ourselves? Are we so tired all the time that we need to rely on a pre-workout or like 3 cups of coffee? Because I think this is a problem. That's why I don't think that pre-workout drinks are necessary or that they're even always the best choice. So I hope these things helped you. I'm going to link to a couple of my favorite products below. So you can find the element electrolytes there. You can also find the trace minerals there as well. And I think this is all. So thank you so much for watching today's episode, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.